Hi, hello and welcome to the channel. If this is the first time, like, subscribe and all that crap. This is Slayer Karma and we will make a prediction of what will happen on the upcoming years to the industry. Now, everything is laid out. Everything is already on the table and we just need to read the cards, okay? So I'll go company by company, including PC and mobile. So, let's go on. First, the strategy of Microsoft. Since Phil Spencer was playing for 5 hours Redfall and he thought it was an amazing game, and later he declared that he doesn't think that they can compete against Nintendo by making great games. There you go. By those accounts or those recorded statements, we already know the kind of quality that we can expect from Xbox, and that's what has been happening. The thing is, Xbox is not putting great games. They're not having first-party exclusives that are worth our time, and the studio that is making Halo was a joke. People were putting all the money on Halo Infinite, meanwhile they were using the money to found a new studio to make a new Halo. That was a total D-move from the part of Microsoft because people expected Halo Infinite to really grow. And the thing is, I know as a fact that after reviewing and watching, for example, what happened with the Real Tournament that was on Alpha, the new version that we were expecting, and currently the state of Halo, Gears of War, whatever, we know. And if you don't know, I'll tell it right now because I haven't spoke to the English audience yet. But basically, we have Xbox will show up with their lineup games, with their games, Gears of War, Halo, all the exclusives of Microsoft are coming to the Nintendo Switch and PlayStation. So you can play those games finally on the best version possible, remaster, whatever, on the upcoming different consoles. There will be no boundaries, nothing will make an Xbox special besides having your friends play Call of Duty. That's it. And the strategy is the bunny. It's beautiful, they're reproduced as Crazy to Survive, and they require a lot of different options. They are like the Chinese on the Olympics. They will show a lot of them and someone will get a medal. And that's what will happen, and that's what is happening currently with the studios. We have Indiana Jones, we have Forza, we have Doom the Dark Ages, we have Bethesda with Oblivion, but also we have crap. And I don't care about talking about those games. Instead, let's go with the next contender, and that is PlayStation. PlayStation will be shown with the Peacock strategy. The Peacock is a very beautiful, useless bird. It doesn't fly, but it shows off really well. And the upcoming PlayStation 6 will be the new default console with a lot of cool titles. We will expect great stuff coming in there. And in the mid-generation, say the PlayStation 5 Pro, if you bought one, you're out of luck because right now people will not be getting, at least I don't expect a great hit on the next 4 months for that console. And the thing is, they will be using the good games to finance great games. They will show with their good games on Steam. They're already doing that, but they will show on Steam, on the different platforms, on Nintendo, whatever, in order to get people to go ahead and have a game that will be paying for bigger games, bigger productions, because they will go for the 5 to 8 year production games, and they will bet. The problem with this is that those baskets will get people tired. And I'm talking about Horizon, I'm talking about God of War, go and screw the Egyptian gods, and that will happen in the upcoming years. We're expecting those games. The thing is, they need to come up with new cool stuff. I expect that they leave Team Asobi to do whatever they want because they know what they're doing, totally. And that's the biggest market move I've ever seen, to pay for a long ad, which is Astrobot that got Game of the Year. And in reality, we expect great games, a great console. The best in its last controller is without question the PlayStation 5 controller. About the battery life, it will last longer if you reduce the light and the trigger intensity. It will last much longer. Besides that, we expect another deluxe control with great experiences, but still not a lot of amazing games. On the other side, we have Nintendo. Nintendo will have with the strategy of the dog, a Cocker Spaniel, one of those dogs that are very cool. The thing is, we have those dogs doing a difference for us. They're really nice and whatever, friendly, very family friendly. The problem is, it has hidden fees. Everyone that has a dog knows that they come with crazy amount of different things. Whenever they are sick, they need a lot of treatment, and that's the games. You cannot get it alone, you need the games. You cannot get it without something special, designed for the specific race, controllers, camera, whatever. Everything will be specific. And that's what happens with every console. In reality, they are coming up with the alarming prices, but in secret, everyone has a price. I mean, Xbox controller collectors pay much more. So at the end, Nintendo will come up with great games, but they will not lower in price, and they will be very friendly, family friendly, and they will do really amazing stuff. They will push the boundaries of that processor, of that 223.9, a lot. And I expect a lot of great games with a lot of original ideas, a lot of creativity, and a lot of work. Nintendo quality seal on the upcoming Zelda. They're releasing almost a Zelda per year, discreetly. And we're expecting that to be a fact to go on. And they will be leading still the industry, and I will tell why in a second. So let's talk about the PC. The PC will be the strategy of the French Poodle or the cockroach, the roaches. Yeah. So basically, the French Poodle is a high-end PC with a lot of care, a lot of different treatments, a lot of whatever, lights, more lights and more liquid cooling and whatever, and higher level of graphic cards with more diminishing returns as the generation progresses, and developers beefing up the stupid adjustments that can be done to games, like really ridiculous, like talking about hair effects. I still have a trauma with that. Like thinking about like, oh, now the hair is calculated per vertex. Wow, that's a great gameplay mechanic. But how about the game? It's boring as hell. So who cares about that? Instead, give us great games. And that's what is happening on the other side. You see, the roaches are the ones that are having fun here. The roaches are the low-end PCs that are not impressive nor expensive, and they just do and get their work done. They can run that Fortnite, that Minecraft, and before you say anything like, oh, Slayer, here we have money, we can buy that PC. Taking into consideration that most of the population of the world is a third world. Yeah, and another thing is that most of those players tend to play all games or enter just to play a game. For example, Fortnite, or for example, Minecraft, or FIFA, or Rocket League, or Rainbow Six Siege. I play Rainbow Six Siege a lot, or I play Magic the Gathering, or StarCraft, and you have those people that just go in and just play those games. Whenever I play multiplayer, I don't play other stuff, and that's cool. Sometimes comes amazing stuff like Helldivers, and you have to play the hell out of it, but that's about it, because multiplayers are in general dull, repetitive, and they're recycled ideas that they have seen since Team Fortress. I'm talking to you, Riot, and I'm talking to you, Overwatch. So, what do I have to see new? Nothing. Diablo is the same one since the first installment, and the third one was the peak, so who cares? Now, the thing about the roaches and the French Poodles is that the difference on pricing, and the people with French Poodles tend to be very critic and overreact to details, while the dedicated console players are not. And this is a great phenomenon that maybe you have not noticed, but people that have high-end PCs are very picky, like, hey, this pixel, it's very blurry, the image, and the guy's having a lot of fun. That meme of, hey, stop having fun. Do you know what? That is reality, because people do not care about if it's blurry or the graphics, because video games are not about the graphics, people. In reality, great video games are about the experience. That's what gets you hooked and gets you to keep playing. And people forget about the most important part. If you don't have a great gameplay loop, which is all about the Souls games, the gameplay loop has to be amazing. That's what keeps you playing. On the other side, we have those experiences, and the Roach players will keep playing those games that they like. There's a lot of people that play all RTSs, like, like whatever State of Decay or whatever game you can play, you can find on that regard, Age of Empires, StarCraft, Homeworld, Command and Conquer, all the series. I just finished playing that like a couple of months ago, and it was really fun. The thing is, you get those experiences by just having a Roach. And you don't need anything else. You can emulate stuff and play old games of the days of yore with no issue, no problem on the front of playing a boring game. They were simple and they were very fun, and we will have more of those because of the upcoming crunch on the industry. Now, on the other side, we have the handheld. Handheld will have like their player base on the same games, and will keep releasing crap because we have a lot of crap. On the time of iPhone 3 and iPhone 4, we have great games. We have games that I can still recommend, and they're still on the stores. And I might do a special about great games that you can play, and you will be like, hey, that's truth, that's reality. Those games are amazing. The thing is, they're not from these times. These times everything is gacha and everything is repetitive and everything's dull, dialed down, with no violence or boring or no creativity or repeating stuff from prior games. So we have a very boring industry on the mobile game, while at the same time some companies will push to have better graphics and more realistic console experiences, and they will flop. Why? Because very easy. People on mobile do not search for console-like experiences, but search for amazing experiences. That's it. And the controls, if they're too complex, you lose people on a mobile. You cannot play on the boss or whatever with complex controls on a cell phone. So forget about it. You have to make it simple. And simpler doesn't mean better for high-end experiences. So, who will win this war? Nintendo. Straight. This is why. When Nintendo Switch came up on 2017, it had no support from publishers, no feature, everyone was very cautious about it, and the pricing was not pulling people. And the idea of how it was done was more appealing, but people were like, hey, how about graphics? PlayStation 4 and Xbox are amazing. We're not getting graphics there. And people forget that Nintendo doesn't need graphics with the high degree of intense, aggressive optimization of the Nintendo Switch that happened during Breath of the Wild that really kicked everyone off their seat. So aggressive, achieving so much in that console with the level of detail and how the wireframe was aggressively optimized against the camera was amazing. And people forget that video games are about fun and gameplay. I repeat it, that's it. Those loops are the ones that will keep you up and playing, and Nintendo, that's what they do. They do high quality everything. Just sit down, put Breath of the Wild, watch the menus, watch the detail of the post menu, watch the detail on how particles explode whenever you're watching the monk, and you forget the low level of detail of the textures, the backgrounds, or whatever, because it's so well constructed on the foreground. What you're seeing, what you're experiencing is amazing. You don't need impressive graphics, but just well done in the right place and the right mindset. Instead of general, everything should be just an item you place and you forget about it and let the CPU do the loading. You should totally think about optimizing everything so the experience is better. And Nintendo has experience doing wacky games, interesting. Mario Odyssey was a blast. Everything that we have seen. And Mario Kart was sold because it was an easy pick for everyone in a family. So few buttons, that's the success of that game. It's so easy to pick and play. It's hard to come up first, but everyone can play. And that's what made that so optimal in the bundle. Later, we had Smash Bros. And Smash Bros. Is one of the tops, but it's not the best selling because it's harder to master, but it's also designed with simpler controls. Mario Odyssey, on the other hand, was really hard on some abilities to be used. And finally, the war for 4K is over. The war to reaching 8K is over. More than that, at least for a moment. And I hope that that's the way it stays. We don't need hyper-realism in games, we need hyper-amazing gameplay. And later, we will see that a lot of companies will wither and die. Because those companies that are not understanding what the core mechanic of a game is, and they're trying to repeat the formulas that work for other companies, are destined to die. And that's what will happen with the industry in the upcoming years. A lot of companies closing with their last hallelujah with the last game, and we will see talents getting reshuffled into new places with new ideas and with new perspectives. And that's what happened with Expedition 33. It was a shuffled talent. It was a talent that I was on Ubisoft, I was bored, I wanted to make a cool game instead of a template game. Who cares about that stupid Assassin's Creed Shadows? Instead, let's make our own game. Or we will see the Dragon of the West, or the Dragon of the East, East or West, I don't care. The thing is, we will see a dragon, and we will have China showing up with very cool games, the same as India. I expect India and China, that's why they didn't get the Games Awards, and it was for Astrobot. I expect great games to come from China and India, more than of China, because India has had a lot of chances and they have not had that level of organization to create a common effort that they need. The studios are not showing up with the great stuff that they can do. And we will expect a lot of, shovelware from all companies. And AI will allow companies to test and do a lot of streamlines of the pipeline of production of video games easier, but still, development cost and a 5-year window is a very long one, so they should aim for lower lower resolutions and better frame rates and mostly better experiences. If the industry stays at 60, 1080, but they're amazing experiences, people will not care about the resolution. People will not care. Critics might say soft, but people will buy it like crazy. And if something has been proved by Minecraft is that one of the best-selling games of all times, like also Tetris, is that gameplay is king, people. Don't forget about it. Because my definition of a video game is images controlled by an external media. And that external media, it's the media of interaction with those images. If those are unpleasant to control, you are doing crap. If they're amazing to control, you're having a great time. And the more fun that you have and the more wacky it is proven to be more interesting. The more accessible, easier to access, the more amazing. So that's about it. Expect a lot of companies with this nerdy attitude and this identity politics. Oh, I cannot even think about mentioning that. Showing up in the games, and we are finishing this video right here. I hope that you had a lot of fun thinking about the future with me. Enjoy, like, subscribe, share a lot, share with those big whatever, because I'm a super small channel, you know, like Gasmon or whatever, those cool guys. And have fun. See you next time. And you're getting a video right now, maybe in the description. Choose one of those and go on. See you, Slayer Karma. Bye.